Hey folks, the Red Scourge here, back after a fairly considerable hiatus. In a little bit, I'll get into some of the reasons why that is. But without further ado, here's my first non-conference game against the 2 and 3 Memphis Tigers, played in Memphis. This actually turned into a pretty interesting game, and I had more success on both sides of the ball in this game than any previous game. I mean, I think it does help that I'm playing the Memphis Tigers, and the rest of the team so far have at least been ACC opponents. But I switched my playbook once again. I would have to go back and check how many different playbooks I've run this season, but it feels like a very ridiculous amount. I try to play sim football as much as possible, but switching playbooks like that is just not that's not sim. But I want to win one game, So here I am with my new power playbook, a lot of power running, and I think that's the first time Memphis touched the ball and they took it to the house. That's pretty bad. Yep, new record set there by Dorcius, but what are you going to do? It took me a while to get used to the crap factor, especially on defense, of how slow these guys are. I've been playing a good bit of Madden 18, and I'm also in an online Dynasty playing as Maryland. And, I mean, these guys are just slower than anyone in the game, even the FCS team. So you'll see some pretty bad angles on defense, and I allowed some really long runs because of my bad tackling. But anyways, yeah, this turned into a pretty interesting game. I'm also just going to throw out a quick note. I'm trying to keep these videos a little bit shorter, and I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but basically what I want to do is trim down the highlights a lot. I know if I miss a game in college football, I like to go check out the highlights the next day, and it's like a 3-4 minute video of the big stuff, and I really appreciate that. I feel like I caught up on the really important things. And honestly, I don't want to keep these too long because I think the most important thing to me, at least, and you guys should comment below if you agree with this or not, but the most important thing to me in this video is kind of the story arc and not as much the nitty gritty of every game. But what I want to do is start to trim down my highlights. So passes under about 12 yards, I'm probably going to leave out unless they're really important first downs, and runs under 8 yards are going to be left out. Outside of that, turnovers, sacks, loss of yardage plays will be left in, and any play that's really important, especially towards the end of the game, missed fourth downs, those kind of plays will still be left in. But I just want to trim it down a little bit. Honestly, one of the reasons that I slowed down with this series was it does take me a while to edit it. Getting a little bit quicker, but it's sometimes hard to carve out time. I think I mentioned in a previous video, I work full time, I have a family, I've got a kid, and it's really hard to find consistent time to get this done, especially if I'm tired at the end of the day. So if I can keep it a little bit more concise, I think it's probably better. And I know as a viewer of videos on YouTube, I appreciate concise content. So yeah, anyways, as far as why I haven't been uploading videos for the last, I don't know, was it probably at least 5 months, is one reason is I got back into an online Dynasty. It's a small one, but it's been a lot of fun. And so if I'm playing NCAA football, it's probably the online Dynasty. I randomly got the itch to get back into this the other day, and I decided to go for it again. So I'm hoping I can be more consistent. I mean, this channel is probably never going to be very big, and channels that do get really, really popular are guys that upload consistently. So we'll see. I think at this point in the game, when I'm up 21-14, to my recollection, might be the first time I've ever led in a game this season. This was interesting. This game felt a lot more manageable than any other game so far. I've also been spending some more time doing some of my other hobbies recently, and I'm kind of trying to figure out if I want to expand my channel to include some of that stuff, because it would be kind of nice to document some of what I'm doing. I'm really into motorcycles, and I've got a 1976 Yamaha in my garage right now that I've been rebuilding. It's been a long process because of my daughter being born, and that extended that out quite a bit. But I've gotten back into that, and it would be nice to document some of that. There's not a lot of content on YouTube for that model, so that might be cool. And I'm in the process of buying a dirt bike to rebuild as well. A little bit of a lighter project. The Yamaha rebuild is a full strip down and repaint everything, rebuild everything type of deal. But the dirt bike I want to do a light rebuild on and then get it running. So we'll see. I'm thinking about expanding the channel a bit, but I don't know how much time that I really have to do that. And a NCAA 14/ motorcycle channel would be kind of a funny mix. But anyways, that's what I've been up to. And I want to keep this going. I got some recruits on deck that I'm kind of excited about. And by excited, I mean like in a relative way, relative to this team. So, yeah, I appreciate you guys checking in for this video, and I hope you stay tuned. I'm hoping to be a lot more consistent coming up here in the future. And as always, yeah, if you guys have any feedback for the channel or for the video, post it down below. I always like to hear what you guys think. This is a really low production value type of channel, obviously, but hey guys, hopefully you stuck around to the end of this video. We finally got a win. This may be the only win I get all season, and it'll be interesting to see what happens if I get fired from this job, because honestly I've never been fired from a job in NCAA 14. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully I can get a win next week and keep this rolling. I think I play Kent State. See you guys then.